Alright, I worked on the toolpath. Let's cut our block. This is the chunk we gotta cut down to 8.5. Well guys, I'm having one of those days. So I posted out in where, and in the control the tool diameter was 0, so I've decided that that's the kind of contour it needed to take, so that's not good. So hopefully this, come on, focus. 1/4-20 hole still works, but I have a little faith that it will. And then of course, broke the drill bit all the way down in the hole. So yeah, we're gonna do a little bore operation around it and see if I can yank it out. That's not what I wanted. Yeah. Okay, here's where we're at. I got this mostly done. Bad texture on the side because the end mill's not long enough. We knew that. That's okay. Had to make a new offset hole in this corner instead of this corner. Couldn't tell you why. Dowel pin holes to locate the top plate, oversized, always good. They're 189 instead of 187. It's always good, it's awesome. Form tapped, or form threaded, looks good, like usual. And yeah, alright, let's move on to the top plate, which is the actual fixture, and this is the bottom of the fixture. The top plate's going to obviously locate via these threaded holes and these 4 dowel pins. So we're going to do the bottom of the top plate first, mount it, and then offset and go from there. Alright, here's the current game plan for this thing. So this is the bottom side of the plate. The dowel pin mating holes that go to the bottom plate I just showed you guys are right here, right there. So what I'm going to do is we're going to face the bottom off, then we're going to bore and then contour, and then like we'll fit up our pins and then obviously chamfer those holes, and then I think that's all we'll do, and then we'll flip it over and then we'll do the top side work, and that'll include like the outer contour so we can get the stock cutaway and it'd be like dead nuts perfect. But I'm still trying to wrap my head around like if that's the best order of operation. But yeah, this is the way we're gonna do it, and we only have one shot because I only have this one piece, so what could possibly go wrong? Alright, so let me explain where I'm at. So it took a lot of brain power to figure this one out, but here's what I'm doing. So I already did the top side. We put the 1/4-20 holes in all the way through. They go to here. Hope you guys can see that. Oh, they go to here. So those should line up pretty good from what I can tell by looking at it with my eyeballs. So what I'm going to do now is bore the pinholes for the dowel pins, and then we'll basically sit this on there, and if it lines up, we know we're good to do the rest of the locating features for the actual fixturing of the handles. So it all sounds good in theory, and something will probably not go right. So let's go ahead and do that. must have been what it was. She's nice and flat now. Just a slight amount of play. Bolt it up and she'll be good. Alright, let's cut the backside of the fixture holes for the top plate. Alright, that came out awesome. So there are the bores. So kind of hard to explain, but remember we're looking at the backside of the plate. So this, the reason there's these big 1/2-inch bores is because I'm going to take a 256 screw and go in through the bottom and attach to the backside of the handles that will be sitting on this, which will be the top. So that sounds super confusing now, but I assure you in the future we'll all be enlightened by this fixture plate. Yeah, so basically those don't have to be super precise because they're literally just clearance for me to be able to get the 256 screw, like an Allen key and everything. Yeah, so what we're going to do, done, the plate's done, and we're going to flip it over, and the corner I cut here is going to be the locating feature, and we'll always use that to probe XYZ, and we'll use that to cut our features on the top. And that way there is no center or anything, you just always use that feature as the your coordinate system. Yeah, so yeah, let's flip it over and see how it looks. So we put the dowel pins in the hole, like that. Oh no. Dowel pins, good. Make sure our plate is in the right orientation. Line up the holes with the other holes. Cool, and then if you look down, you can see down here we got our threaded holes for our 1/4-20s. Go down like so. Let me get an Allen key. Alright, and that's what it looks like. So like I said, we'll probe this feature, and then we'll cut the actual important bits so we know it's all good. I do have to face it one more time because apparently Fusion didn't calculate the fact that my 45-degree face mill is going to leave these spots in the middle, which is so annoying. Fusion like doesn't seem to understand 45-degree face mills whatsoever. So yeah, we'll just put it down, measure it off here, and do a nice clean face. And yeah, this turned out pretty nice, minus that little gouging mistake. But yeah, so that'll sit in the vise. Vise will clamp on here. This is actually will float over the rear jaw, and that way I could gain a little more real estate. And this fits the stock I have. So yeah. Here it is all set up in the vise. Very, very nice. I just measured the height. It's 85 or 850 thou, just like it's supposed to be. That pocket is 215 down. It's 215 down. I checked it with the depth mic, and yeah, this is great. Like I said, minus these little lines here I gotta face, but we'll just probe this, face it probably this way. That way we get, you know, I don't know. And yeah, turned out great. Now if we just don't mess up the actual 256 holding screws that we have the thread mill, then we'll be good. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here's where we're at. I had to face this plate down because I had these lines in it, and I kept going down, and then the lines wouldn't cut. Super, super weird. I had to go down 7 thou, which obviously our plate was dead nuts on height, and now it's not dead nuts on height. So that obviously messes up our model kind of. So what I did was, all I did was I changed the model in Fusion just to update how this distance to this distance, which is 208 thou, as opposed to 215, as opposed to removing this height, because that would mess the model up. But if you just like bring this corner up, then it doesn't really matter, because I care about the distance the models sit from the top face, and I could care less about this thickness. This thickness is literally just because it's a plate. So yeah, what we're going to do now is drill 89 thou holes all up in here. That's those backside holes, so we can reach up for the obtuse for the handles. And then there's some bores for those dowel pins, and then some threaded holes that go there. 256 threaded holes that we're gonna drill and tap, form tap. So that'll be scary. Alright, we are ready to break this thing. I got a nice little number 50, 43? Yeah, 43, which is 89 thou carbide drill. That's going to be our clearance holes to those backside holes, and yeah, let's do this. So it's going to bore those two holes, and great things are going to happen. So boring the holes for the dowel pin. That's it. And we're going to contour the holes. That's going to spot drill our spots. And now we get back to that really expensive drill. I can't see anything. Sweet. I don't think it went down all the way. Let's grab one of our bolts. It's amazing how expensive these little guys are. 256 screw. Yeah, looks like it's not all the way through. Alright, we'll just run it a little bit deeper. So, well, I can feel it through. Well, they go through now, so that's good. I just want to see if I can get it through the other side, but it's kind of hard to do. Cool. Let me see if a dowel pin fits this. Very good. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. So let's chamfer those holes, that holes, whatever. And then we're going to form tap those other ones. Morning guys, it's obviously the morning after. So I ended up tapping and drilling and tapping those holes kind of off camera just because I've never done it. So, and I was like, it was pretty late last night, it was like 11, so I was just kind of in like a get it done mode, you know what I mean? You kind of just don't want to like commentary, I guess, so you know how it is when you're tired. These are 256 tapped holes, so there's the 3, and then there's the 2 for the clip, and then there's the 3 for the top handle, bottom handle, and then there's obviously the clearance holes, and those are the holes that line up in the back. So on the op 2, when you flip the handle over, you can screw these in the back side of the handle, and then there's nothing on the top side of the handle, and you can contour the entire thing, so that'll be really nice. Let's see. I don't know if I talked about this one. I blew the drill up in this hole, and my attempts at getting it out were unsuccessful, and I was kind of... Oh, it's this hole, sorry. I was looking forward to using that hole because that kind of balances the or was it this hole? It was one of these two. I think it was this one. I'm pretty sure. And that was going to be used to basically, you get more of a triangle kind of hold like this as opposed to having it held on here. But I think between the dowel pin and these 3 holes, we should be pretty okay, I think, to cut most of the features out without it lifting. And if If it does, we'll figure something out. Obviously, I haven't used the fixture yet. That's pretty much it. It looks pretty good to go, but I'm basically going to end the video here because the last video I did was way too long, and that way I can just split this video into the fixture video, and the next one will be about handle cutting. So, yeah, if you like this video, please subscribe, or if you like this kind of videos, subscribe, that kind of thing, and follow me on Instagram. And yeah, have a good one.